Ahoj, ja som lektorka Kika a ty počúvaš podcast Prakticky anglicky. Mojím cieľom je pomôcť ti na tvojej ceste k plynulej angličtine a ukázať ti, že učenie sa jazykov je skrátka lifestyle. Tak čo, si ready?
Ahoj, tak čo, už sa tešíš a pomaly pripravuješ na leto? Vybrala si svoju letnú dovolenku alebo ťa táto príjemná povinnosť ešte len čaká? Dneska sa pozrieme na ďalšiu časť cestovateľských denníkov. Povedala som si, že pred týmto letom by som ti chcela priniesť trošku inšpirácie v angličtine, samozrejme. No a uvidíme, ako sa mi to podarí. Ale dnes sa mi podarilo nájsť si čas a nahrať práve túto epizódu o Korfu, Gréckom. Daj mi vedieť, či už si v Grécku bola, či sa ti tam páčilo, alebo nie. Vlastne túto anketku nájdeš pod touto epizódou na Spotify. Ďalší skvelý tip a cestovateľské denníky nájdeš tiež na mojom podcaste, len si musíš trošku nižšie scrollnúť. Ide vlastne o epizódu z minulého roka ohľadne balkánskych krajín. To znamená, ak sa chceš pozrieť do Dubrovníku, chceš ísť do Čiernej Hory, Bosny, Hercegoviny alebo navštíviť srbský Belehrad, tak o tomto si už môžeš vypočuť v jednej z predošlých epizód cestovateľských denníkov. Takže čekni určite aj tu, možno ťa to zaujíme. Prepis tejto epizódky nájdeš ako vždycky na mojom blogu a dostaneš sa na neho cez odkaz v popise. No a možno sa ti to bude naozaj hodiť, pretože budem používať nejaké lokálne grécke názvy, takže tam aj uvidíš, ako sa píšu, ak by si chcela vyhľadať tieto miesta na internete. No a v neposlednom rade si na mojej webovej stránke môžeš stiahnuť zadarmo e-book journaling alebo denníčkovanie, moja obľúbená aktivita pre študentov, takže určite využij aj túto možnosť. No a ak by si sa chcela aj cez leto vzdelávať a pokračovať vo svojej angličtine, ale samozrejme chceš behať aj po vonku, nechceš sedieť doma, keď kamaráti pôjdu niekam na drink, niekam na pivo alebo na výlet, tak určite čekni odkaz Asynchronná výučba. Nová, nájdeš to v popise tohto podcastu. Určite to bude niečo vhodné pre teba. V skratke ide o to, že ti pripravím úlohy na základe našej konzultácie, aby sme sa dostali k tvojmu cieľu a ty počas týždňa, kedykoľvek si ty nájdeš čas, tieto úlohy vyplníš a dostaneš na ne feedback. Určite nevynecháme ani speaking skill, to znamená, že nemusí sa báť, že nebudeme spolu komunikovať v reálnom čase cez hlasové správy. Vlastne práve túto komunikáciu nahradíme a zároveň si budeš stále môcť užívať leto. Teda už poďme na tie tipy ohľadne Korfu, ako sa tam nepáčilo, čo som tam ja videla, prípadne čo ti neodporúčam. Tak let's do it! Summer is approaching, is coming, and you are unsure where to head for vacation this year? Let me tell you about my holiday in Corfu, Greece. It might give you a little inspiration for your travels this year. Greece is indeed touristy, but it's still worth a visit. I highly recommend this destination for a few reasons. First, it offers the perfect blend, the perfect mix of relaxation and exploration. One day you could be at a secluded beach and the next you could be exploring the old city center. Second, the beaches themselves are stunning. I've never seen such turquoise waters. Lastly, despite being a touristy destination, there is a vibrant atmosphere with plenty of options. There are numerous amazing restaurants and services to enjoy. Have I convinced you to book your flight ticket yet? No? Okay, let's continue. We spent around 10 days in Corfu and it was just perfect. We stayed in a very private accommodation, little bit in the hills, and it was really peaceful, but you can definitely choose something busier if you prefer. Every day we set off for a trip and we weren't bored one day. The sun was pretty strong because we were there in high season. I recommend going early in the summer or at the end of August maybe. Nevertheless, we were able to enjoy beautiful trips. We rented a car for our whole stay there. That is how we usually do it. One of our first trips was to see some shipwrecks, but when we arrived, a local informed us that the previous year they had been damaged due to a strong winter. I was immediately disappointed and thought to myself, this is not starting well. On the way back to the main road, we had some serious trouble getting the car uphill as it wasn't very powerful. Since there are lots of hills on Corfu, it's better to take a walk if your destination is steep downhill, as you might encounter difficulties getting back up. However, other than this one incident, it didn't happen again, but we were quite careful. Our second stop that day was a secluded beach. We typically look for non-commercial beaches on various blogs recommended by locals. This one was quite challenging to reach. I would definitely advise against wearing slippers and recommend wearing trainers. If you decide to venture down, go down there. Be prepared for a little bit of climbing, the use of ropes. The beach is called Yali. This one you definitely check in the blog for spelling. It's Yali, G-I-A-L-Y. It's incredibly private, so remember to bring your own snacks, plenty of water, and a sun umbrella would be nice as well. On our way back to the car, we met some goats. It's a bit amusing now, because we didn't know what to expect from such wild goats, but then they decided to climb uphill into the forest. And that was that. I was absolutely exhausted after this trip as it was more of a hike. As for beaches, some accessible yet beautiful ones without any services are Rovinia Beach and then maybe Porto Timoni. Be prepared to walk a little bit. The path to Porto Timoni starts in a narrow street with houses, and there are some restaurants where you can eat before heading down to the sea. One city beach I enjoyed was Cassiopis Bataria, located in the town center. Many times you can rent a boat if you don't get seasick, unlike me. Definitely avoid Dacia Beach. It was absolutely terrible with hardly any sand and too many people. Shallow warm water that wasn't crystal clear. I was also afraid that some pickpocketers would steal our stuff. Corfu is a pretty big island, which might not seem apparent at first, but it does take some time to travel from one place to another. So keep this in mind when booking a hotel. Aim for a location around 25 to 30 minutes from the airport. We stayed near the town Guvia, which I highly recommend for dinners. There are plenty of amazing restaurants offering a variety of cuisines, from Italian and Greek to Mexican and Asian. However, all areas around the island have some nice spots. I particularly enjoyed our location as it served as a good starting point for all the main attractions we wanted to see and all the main beaches that we wanted to visit. One of the must-see experiences and probably one of the best memories I have is watching the planes land and take off. You can see this up close from cafes built on a hill specifically for this purpose. We visited Caffè Cannoni and then drove downhill to a pier and a small monastery where the planes flew overhead. From the cafe you can hear the strong resonance of the planes. We went there at sunset and stayed for a while checking the radar for planes so we knew when to expect them. It was truly magnificent. I also loved exploring the old town of Corfu. There is a little fortress you can visit, as well as an Asian museum that is free for those under 26 years old. Another interesting place is Sissy's Palace, Achillean. It's just a short visit, but still worth it. And yes, I forgot to tell you that I will be posting some pictures with this blog on my website, so don't forget to check that as well to see some actual pictures of the places that I'm talking about. There are definitely some things you should avoid, such as boat trips to Paxos and Antipaxos. These organized boat trips take the whole day with around 3 to 4 hours journey there and the same thing back, just for a brief stop to swim. They mentioned blue caves, but honestly you can live without seeing them. The boats are often overcrowded, with some people not even having a place to sit and no shade. And the journey can get pretty uncomfortable, especially if you get seasick. I took some pills, so it was okay when I wasn't moving around the boat. And then you have a very short stop for lunch at one of the islands that is pretty far away from Corfu, so maybe skip that. The same goes for Nymphs waterfall. It was dried out when we visited, LOL, but it's located in a beautiful olive tree forest. If you go in the off-season, you might have better luck than we did, I think. One thing you shouldn't miss is watching the sunset at Pantokrator, the highest point in Corfu. The road is winding, the road is curvy and takes some time, but the view is absolutely stunning. Along the road we saw flocks of sheep, but remember to bring a jacket, it can get pretty cold up there. In summary, our 10-day adventure in Corfu was a mix of unforgettable moments and stunning scenery. Each spot offered its own unique experience, despite some disappointments with, overcrowded boat trips and dried out waterfalls. Highlights like watching planes land at Caffè Cannoni and witnessing the sunset in Pantokrator left us in awe. Corfu's beauty, history and hospitality made our trip truly memorable. And if you do not want to travel out of the EU, it is a great choice. Dostali sme sa na koniec zhrnutia mojej dovolenky na Korfu. Naozaj sme si to s priateľom užili, pretože bol to taký fajn mix relaxu pri bazéne, pri mori a zároveň je tam možnosť troška si pobehať ten ostrov a zažiť tú krásu, tú grécku krásu. No, takže verím, že sa ti táto epizódka páčila, že som ťa troška inšpirovala. Za mňa určite Korfu destinácia, ktorá sa oplatí vidieť. No a prajem ti pekný zvyšok dňa. Počujeme sa na budúce. Bye bye.
Ak sa ti dnešná epizóda páčila, daj mi o tom vedieť. Nájdeš ma na webe alebo Instagrame v popise podcastu. Počujeme sa next time.